Good evening, everybody. I'm Clint Anderson. I'm the troop master of Trail Life Troop 1199. Boys, it is okay to clap. You know, that's right. That's how they typically greet me. You know, same treatment that I get at home. So that's really great. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming out tonight. We're going to have a really neat evening here, and we're going to start off by asking Mr. Todd Patterson, who's the youth director here at New Hope Presbyterian Church, to come up, please, and open us in prayer.
Well, thank you all for coming, parents, boys. We are glad that you all are here joining with us. Would you bow with me in prayer? God of all creation, we do gather here together today to give recognition and honor for the hard work and the dedication that these young men have given. We pray that their efforts will glorify you, and we humbly ask that you meet us here in this place. And we pray all these things in your mighty name. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. And I would now like Tyson Laughlin, please. Front and center, the presentation of the colors. Yeah, that works, yeah.
Color guards advance. Trailmen salute. For those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Post the colors. Will the audience please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Will the trailmen please join me in the trailman oath? On my honor, I will do my best to face God and my country, to respect authority, be a good steward of creation, and to treat others as I want to be treated.
Thank you, Tyson. Thank you, Trailman. You guys can be seated. The audience can be seated. Thank you very much. So we are here in our fifth year as Trail Life Troop 1199. We launched in the spring of 2016. As many of you know, we were a longstanding Cub Scout pack chartered by Redeemer Presbyterian Church, as we remain chartered by Redeemer to this day. Again, going into our fifth year now under the Trail Life banner. We've grown every year as a Trail Life troop. Actually, this year we probably shrunk in numbers just a bit because we didn't hit the recruiting quite as hard coming into this year, as we were dealing with what ended up being a new venue and COVID considerations and such. But we continue to grow as the boys age and such, and so we are really excited about that, and we're actually kind of bursting at the seams as we continue to have more inquiries of folks wanting to join our troop, and we expect to be able to continue to take care of that inflow as the years progress. We're very grateful to New Hope Presbyterian Church for the use of this venue this year. Obviously, this is a change of venue. We typically meet at Redeemer Presbyterian Church, again, as this organization has for many, many years. Redeemer also hosts Heritage Christian Academy, which is a very busy K through 12 school, and because they have the school on the same property as the church, again, going into this strange new territory in what I call COVID purgatory, we decided to make the change of venue here, and we're very, very grateful to our friends here at New Hope for being extremely gracious with us and with a facility that is just perfect for us. So a big thanks to New Hope, and again, Mr. Todd Patterson, who was up here a minute ago, is on staff here at New Hope, and Mr. Epperson, wherever Mr. Epperson is. Raise your hand, Mark. Where are you? Wait. back there. He's okay. He's in the dark sound booth back there. Mark is a member at New Hope. So let's go ahead and give a round of applause to New Hope Presbyterian Church. And you know, we are basically half over with the school year now. We're half over. We've managed through these COVID times, making our way halfway through COVID purgatory. You know, to paraphrase a Winston Churchill quote, when you find yourself in COVID purgatory, keep going. You know, so we're going to keep going to get through the other side of COVID purgatory, and I feel pretty good about that. So it's working for us. So thank you all for bearing with it. And we will get through to the other side. So we're doing great and having a great year. Just a little bit of brief review about some of the guiding principles of Trail Life. You heard some of those in our opening ceremony. You can see some of those there on the placard. The mission of Trail Life. So our guiding statement is to guide generations of courageous young men to honor God, lead with integrity, serve others, and experience outdoor adventure. The vision, what do we want to be as an organization? The vision is to be the premier national character development organization for young men, which produces godly and responsible husbands, fathers, and citizens. And the oath, you heard this oath a few minutes ago. Your sons all know it. I'm going to repeat it again. On my honor, I will do my best to serve God and my country, to respect authority, to be a good steward of creation, and to treat others as I want to be treated. These are the things that we want to instill in these boys, is it not? We are really proud to be part of this organization. We're very grateful that you've chosen to have your son with us. We'll do our very best to help instill these values in your son and in your grandsons, as the case may be, here with some of you in the room. And so this is what we do on Tuesday nights, so thank you. I'm now going to turn it over to Mr. Severson, Matt Severson, my partner in crime, and he's going to give an overview of the Woodlands Trail program. Coming up, Mr. Severson.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Matt Severson, and I serve as the Troop Committee Chairman, otherwise known as Administrative Nerd, okay? Sometimes known as Chief Encouragement Officer, right? And I encourage the leaders to step forward and help guide this troop as best as we possibly can. I'm so proud of what we've gotten through this fall, boys and men that have been helping, and we've got a great group in our troop, and once a month I help run the what I call the Power Hour. It's our the leadership team comes together, and in 1 hour, whether we like it or not, we get together and get everything knocked out so that we can have wonderful events like this taken care of. Then I also serve as the Woodlands Trail Ranger, so I help guide what happens on the night of the troop meetings, and I'm also, you might see those emails that come out every once in a while. Those come from me. So I want to make sure everybody knows when things are happening, where they're happening, how to RSVP, what questions you might have. I'm completely available to help get you where you need to go with your trailmen, okay? So love helping, love serving, and this is an awesome troop to be a part of. Right, boys? That's what I'm talking about, huh? So Woodlands Trail is broken up, that's into 3 different what's called patrols. So at the national scope, it's K through 5th grade. Locally, we do 1st through 5th grade. And this year, we thought we kept the foxes in COVID purgatory indefinitely for this year. Okay, they weren't able to come out, all right? So the foxes were not a thing this year. So we focused on the hawks, which are the 2nd and 3rd graders. We got the hawks over here, right? Okay, and we have the mountain lions, who are the 4th and 5th graders. Come on, mountain, you can do better than the hawks, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, so 3 patrols, and they're based on 2-year curriculums. Okay, so there are different awards for each year that the boys go through those things, and that's what we're going to start with tonight. But there are what we're learning is content around 7 what's called branches. There's a tree of life that's on their patch, and there's 7 branches. They look like outdoor skills, life skills, hobbies, You might have heard something about Pinewood Derby types of things, right? Our heritage, science and technology, sports and fitness, values. And so those 7 branches of this tree of life is what they're learning as they progress through these years. And so the award ceremony is to give them in the first year, or once they complete that particular branch, they get a pin for completing the hobbies branch or completing the sports branch. When in their second year, they get what's called a star. In fact, it's a Sylvan star. Sylvan, S-Y-L-V-A-N, means anything pertaining to being outside in the wilderness. I didn't know that until I joined Trail Life. So next year, guys, when you're in your second year, you'll get Sylvan stars. The Hawks will get silver pins tonight, and the Mountain Lions will get gold pins. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They are not, Levi, they are not solid carat gold by any means. They're just gold in color. Okay, they're not sterling silver necessarily, but anyway, they're great nonetheless. So believe it or not, during this COVID era, we successfully pulled off 12 different events for these boys, okay? 10 of those were our Tuesday night troop meetings, which are fantastic, right, guys? That's what I'm talking about. Then we had 2 field trips, one to Old Shawnee Town, and then one to bowling over on College Avenue, or College Boulevard, forgive me. And in true trail life fashion, these guys bowled with no bumper guards. You with me? Did anyone get a gutter ball? Yeah, we had a few gutter balls, but we did real bowling, no bumpers, right? And then we had one camp out. It was a beautiful evening down at Lewis Young Park down in Lewisburg. So that was fantastic. Our next camp out will be in February, then in April, and then we'll do a summer camp out, but all good stuff. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful fall so far. So as you might see on the patch, our troop number is 1199, okay? That relates to Psalm 119:9. It was about smack dab in the middle of the Bible. And I won't say it out loud because they will chant after me, but you can see it in your bulletin. By the way, that was for dramatic effect about the bulletin. You know why? As the administrative nerd, I'm tearing up about first ever bulletin for the award ceremony. Thank you to Wink Winkleman. Come on, Wink, stand up, buddy. Stand up and wink, Wink. All right? Awesome. So you can see in your bulletin our troop verse. Now I'm going to start by saying the first half of the verse. The boys, I want you to stand up. Okay? And the boys are going to do this first, and then they're going to flip it on us, and men, you'll respond to them on the second go-around, okay? All right, you ready? Yeah. How can a young man keep his way pure? How can a young man keep his way pure? How can a young man keep his way pure? Huh. Right? You got to do the huh on the end, okay? Yes, very good. Okay. Now, what did you want to ask the old guys something? Okay, try it again, Craig. Craig, you go. By guarding it according to your word. By guarding it according to your word. Come on, man. By guarding it according to your word. All right, there we go. Now you have memorized Psalm 119:9 right along with us. The next one is, our motto is called Walk Worthy. It's based on Colossians 1:10. We're getting there, where it's that you may walk worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing Him, bearing fruit in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God. Okay? So I'm going to do a call and response. I'll be the caller. You guys respond. And then, because we don't have foxes this year, remember, fathers, you've got to call out, we please him. Okay, that's your line. We please him. Remember, hawks, we bear fruit, right? Mountain lions, we increase in knowledge. Okay? Walk worthy. C-110. We walk worthy. How about the fathers? How about the hawks? How about the lions? We increase in knowledge. Walk, walk worthy. C-110. We walk worthy. C-110, 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 C-110. All right, there you go. Now you have the motto chant, an original composition made by Troop 1199. And next, let's get down to the awards, starting with Mr. Derek Wright is the trail guide for the Hawks. Woo! The Hawks!
Well, thank you. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight, and it's just been such a joy to serve as a trail guide for the Hawk Patrol this year. You know, it's been an interesting year, and I think it's important to say thank you to all the adults for making trail life a priority this fall. In a year that's seen a lot of turmoil, a lot of uncertainty, I think for our troop and for this group of boys in the Hawk Patrol, gathering together on Tuesday nights has been a real blessing. It's been a blessing to me personally. It's been a blessing to my son. And I hope that the lessons that we've tried to share on Tuesday nights have stuck somewhere deep. You don't always know what seeds you're being planted, but I'm hoping that someday, at just the right moment in these young trailmen's lives, it'll be there when they need it, and they'll recall these lessons. Hawk Trailmen, thank you for your willingness to learn. Thank you for helping me build helicopter hobby kits. Who knew those would be so difficult? Thank you guys for playing games. Thank you for looking at the stars with Mr. Shot. Thank you for finding dry kindling underneath the trees. Thanks for making fire starters, for tying knots, sometimes tying the leaders up in knots, discussing fire safety, campfire etiquette, as well as a whole bunch of other fun things that we've done together. You know, listening can be hard for adults, but it can be especially hard for second and third graders at the end of a long school day. But I really hope that in every lesson, boys, that you've heard that your leaders are trying to instill in you a love for the outdoors, respect for authority, a passion to work together to accomplish big things, and most importantly, the number one lesson that we try to teach you every week is to love your Heavenly Father. You know, and nothing that we've done as a patrol or as a troop would have been possible without strong leadership. And so what I'd like to do now is ask those dads that have helped me prep games. They've practiced the lessons at home on Sunday afternoons. They've given inspiring words of faith from their own lives and their own stories. Would you please stand as I call your name and remain standing? Dennis Patterson, Matt Schott, Matt Toll, Wink Winkleman, and Vince Wunderlich. Boys and others here, would you please applaud these gentlemen for all that they've given over the past few months? Thank you. You can be seated. Hawk Patrol, would you please stand? So, boys, we've had a lot of fun. And one of the things that I think we've practiced a little bit and had a lot of fun with is our patrol cheer, right? So can you guys show us what we do? We do Mighty Hawks. We say Mighty Hawks. Mighty Hawks. Good job, boys. This fall, every one of these Hawk patrolmen has been awarded their branch patch and their troop patch, signifying they have learned the first 5 steps of life on the trail. Congratulations to each of you for this accomplishment. Hawk Patrol, you may be seated. As Mr. Severson mentioned a few moments ago, this award ceremony also recognizes boys that have completed certain required activities to achieve their branch pin in a specific category. Our Hawk Patrol is comprised primarily of trailmen who just recently were promoted from the Fox Patrol. So they are just starting out in a 2-year program over which they will have many opportunities for advancement. Will the following trailmen please stand as I call your name and come forward to receive your patch with your branch pin? Eli Schott is receiving the Heritage, Life Skills, and Sports and Fitness pins tonight. Malachi Banwart is receiving his Sports and Fitness branch pin. Joe Epperson, Sports and Fitness. Josiah Patterson, Sports and Fitness. Harley Toll, Sports and Fitness. Alexander Winkleman, Sports and Fitness. Lucas Wunderlich, Sports and Fitness. And Sawyer Wright with, of course, Sports and Fitness. Congratulations to all of you tonight. I look forward to next spring as we continue our journey together on the trail.
Hello, my name is Aaron Weaver, and this is Alan Banwart. We're the 2 trail guides for the Mountain Lions. Are you ready, guys? We've enjoyed working with the boys here and teaching them things here and there. This has been a really great group of boys this year. Last year they were Hawks. This year they are Mountain Lions, and they've shown it. They're more attentive, they're asking good questions, they're giving good answers. I think they're really getting a lot of what we've been teaching. And now for the awards. Are you guys ready? All right. All right. If you guys want your awards, you got to do the chant. Yeah. Mountain Lions. There we go. All right. So as they've kind of already gone over, there's the different pins that go with the different sections of the Tree of Life. So I don't need to recap all of that, but I'll just call them each up. And there's a couple guys that aren't here, but you guys can come and make 2 lines up here, and we'll clap all at the end. You can stand up until the end. So Micah Atwell earned the Sports and Fitness with his branch patch. Gideon Banwart earned his branch patch with the Sports and Fitness pin. Malachi Buckholtz is his 2nd year, so he got his Hobbies pin. Craig Epperson in his 2nd year got the Heritage, Science and Technology, and Sport and Fitness pins. Bryson Glendending in his 1st year got his branch patch and Sports and Fitness pin. Luke Kirby in his 2nd year got Hobbies, Outdoor Skills, Values, and Sports and Fitness pins. Anthony Martier with his 1st year got his branch patch and Sports and Fitness pins. William Patterson in his 1st year got the branch patch. Finn Rose in his 1st year as a mountain lion got the branch patch. Zach Scott got the Heritage and Hobbies pins in his 2nd year. Levi Severson got his branch patch as his 1st year as a mountain lion. Isaac Wall in his 2nd year earned the Heritage, Hobbies, Outdoor Skills, Values, and Sports and Fitness pins. And then James Weaver earned his branch patch and Sports and Fitness pins. Please help me congratulate them. Thank you, boys. You can have a seat. And then just the last thing I wanted to do is thank all the fathers that have been helping us. I know not every father has the capacity, but we do want to
thank those that have been helping, and we've had a lot help, either with the lessons on the meeting nights or with the other activities or other parts of the troop. So I just want to thank the following, and if you guys want to stand up, and then we'll give you a round of applause at the end. Mr. Buckholtz, Mr. Epperson, Mr. Kirby, Mr. Martyr, Mr. Patterson, Mr. Rose, Mr. Severson, and Mr. Wall. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so just a little bit more on the leaders. You've seen them all stand and be recognized across the Hawks and Mountain Lions, but something extra we've done this year is called peak training. That's something we are encouraging everyone to get done this year, either this fall or the spring. But there's Trail Life has a 3 peaks training with think 3 peaks of a mountain. Peak 1 is just to learn all the underpinnings and understanding and history of Trail Life, all the best practices, what needs to be done, how the troop runs, how it's supposed to go, how it's not supposed to go. So as of tonight, we have at least, I think, 8 men that have been through the peak training. Back up a second. All the adult leaders have to go through child safety and youth protection training. So they've all done that, which is fantastic. It's a lot of time to go through and to commit to doing that. And one of the hallmarks of that youth protection training is a 2-deep leadership. So your son will not be with any adult one-on-one at any time. There'll always be 2-deep leadership to make sure everybody's safe, everybody's okay, and the boys can always report anything that they see, and just to get some help if they need it. Okay, so this is a safe place to be because our leaders are committed men that have been trained well. So the peak training to recognize tonight goes like this. If you could stand up for me. Ellen Banwart has done peak training. Dennis Patterson, Todd Patterson, Matt Schott, Matt Severson, Aaron Weaver, Derek Wright, Mark Epperson, and Corey Buckholtz. Anyone else I missed that got her done? Okay. And so thank you guys for going an extra step to get the peak training done. As you know, if you've been in groups before, the name of the game is making sure that we've got good leadership that can carry on for years and years and years, okay? And as I look up and see someone taking pictures in the back, also big shout out to our AV crew tonight. We have Hayden in the corner doing the sound. Thank you, Hayden. And Mr. Martyr, Anthony's father, is taking all the pictures for us tonight. So appreciate that. Now, we have a new award. Actually, this second annual award that we've done, and this is for the Perfect Attendance Award. So you heard that there were 12 total events plus the camp out. So the trailmen I'm going to call up tonight have been through all 13 of those items without fail, and so thank your parents for getting you here. But I'll have you come up. It's Eli Schott from the Hawks. Come on up, Eli. We have Harley Toll from the Hawks. Harley. We have Sawyer Wright, who is a repeat winner of the Perfect Attendance Award. Good job, Sawyer. And as we talked about before, Anthony Martyr is the Mountain Lions representative. So, since it is so cold outside, I thought you guys might need some help with some Trail Life clothing. Okay, so here's your award. It's a beanie. All right. These are our perfect attendance trailmen. Good job, guys. You got that? Okay. Next, I'll turn it over to, you can have a seat, boys. Thank you. Next, I'll turn it over to Steve Laughlin to give you the Navigator's overview.
Good evening. I'm Steve Laughlin, and I'm the leader of the Navigators, along with some of the other dads sitting over there. The Navigators is a 3-year program for the 6th grade through 8th graders. At this age level, we camp every month, and we plan a summer, well, every month during the school year. And then during the summer, we go on what we call summer adventure. And typically that's outside of the state of Kansas. We've been to Arkansas, southern Missouri, and this last summer we went to northern Minnesota. Somewhere some of the boys did 6-mile hike one day, which was 1,000 feet of elevation gain. So that was a hard day, and that was a 3-day hike that we did, 3-day backpacking deal. And then we spent the rest of the week in a base camp. So that's the kind of activities that we do at that age level, along with the badges and electives that they work on are more geared towards that, like knots and fire and woods tools and camping and cooking. And so they really start to do a lot of independent outdoor activities. So what the boys work on is the rank of recruit trailman, able trailman, and ready trailman. So our 6th graders are currently working on the able trailman, and when they reach that rank, they get this troop standard. Okay, this is a wooden walking stick that they put their badges on. And this is Miles, who's in the high school program, so he has a lot of badges on here. So not only do you put your badges and your awards, your ranking goes on the bottom, and on the back, we tend to find these souvenir medallions from Arkansas and Minnesota and places we've been, usually at the trading post. So that's really cool. It works well, and you can keep this for your entire life and remember your days in trail life. So our 6th grade boys are working towards able at this time, and our 8th grade boys are working towards what's called ready trailman. So tonight we have some awards to give out to these boys. As I call your name, Mr. Anderson's got some awards to hand out to you. So Parker Allen, are you ready, Clint? Parker Allen has received his recruit trailman rank and his fire ranger. Henry Anderson has received Navigator Service Star, My State elective, and Pet Care elective. Chap Bowen has received his Recruit Trailman Award and his Fire Ranger. Sean Bowen has received his Recruit Trailman Award and Fire Ranger. Tyson Laughlin has received First Aid, Our Flag, and My State elective. Thatcher Retley, who's not here tonight, received his Recruit Trailman, and Christian Staples has received Recruit Trailman, Fire Ranger, and Woods Tools. And David Wall has received his Recruit Trailman. Good job, boys. And thank you to our new adult leaders this year who've been helping out. So I appreciate that a lot. All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, last and certainly not least is the Adventurers program. The Adventurers is our high school program. And so we have 2 adventurers, Miles Anderson, my son Miles, and Logan Glendenning. These guys are both multi-year veterans of Troop 1199. And before I present their awards this evening, I want to give just a brief overview of how the Adventurers program works. So the Adventurers program builds upon the Navigator program. The Navigator and Adventurers kind of go together in a lot of ways. The boys in the Adventurers program are working on their what's called the Horizon Award, which typically is a 18 to 24 month process of achieving everything that goes with that. And you'll notice as these boys get older, everything is more difficult. It's more involved as they achieve these ranks and such. And so both Miles and Logan are working on their Horizon Award. The Horizon Award requires the completion of all 9 trail badges from the Navigator program, and then additionally 6 required trail badges, 10 elective trail badges, a number of service hours, which is true for the Navigator program as well, 15 service hours per year for each year in the Navigator program, 20 service hours per year for each year in the Adventurers program, plus additional required involvements. So following the Horizon Award will be the Freedom Award. The Freedom Award would be the trail life equivalent of the Eagle Scout. We're all familiar, we've heard of the Eagle Scout within Boy Scouts of America. Obviously a widely recognized and appreciated difficult thing for a young man to accomplish. The trail life equivalent of that, again, would be the Freedom Award, similar in a lot of ways, but consistent with our trail life values that we talked about earlier. So the Freedom Award, which these boys, Miles and Logan, are working on just by way of where they're at in the program, that really is the pinnacle of trail life achievement. So Logan Glendenning is our first-year adventurer. He's working on his Horizon Award. Miles is a second-year adventurer. So Logan's a freshman. Miles is a sophomore. Miles is finishing his Horizon and is kind of starting to work on his Freedom Award concurrent with that. So I'll note also operationally, for the first semester this year, again, we've got these two boys in high school. They've been doing most of their meeting time jointly with the junior high program, the middle school program, the Navigator program, and in a lot of ways they've been a help to those middle school boys. And as you can imagine, these boys have both been around a while now, and they're pretty capable young men. And so in a lot of ways, they're kind of like junior leaders, and really not so junior leaders. They're very, very capable young men. So in the course of our time with the Navigators, Mr. Laughlin mentioned all the campouts and such that we've done. Adventurers join with the Navigators in those monthly campouts. We've had 4 of those so far. September, we went to a place called Big Bull Creek. October was down at Lewis Young Park, north of Lewisburg. November was out at Hollis Renewal Center in Kansas City, Kansas, kind of Bonner Springs kind of area. Edwardsville would be a better reference, actually, to kind of give you an idea. And then in December, just last weekend, we camped on the property at Redeemer, our chartering organization, and then the next morning we did a service project there on site as well. Now, I will note, you may be starting to think about this, camping in December starts to get a little cold. And so, which is indeed a true statement. It was overnight low in the 20s, and we didn't have heaters or anything, so this is the point at which all these years of our trail skills start to matter, because if you don't have legitimate outdoor skills and gear and such, it's a pretty unpleasant night in the 20s all night long. Fortunately, these guys are all very skilled, and we have the gear and we have the skills, et cetera, and so we were fine. And in that case, it's really pretty neat to be outdoors like this. So that's a little bit about what we've done, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and recognize what these boys have accomplished. Okay, so Miles, you can come on up. A self-service operation there, son. I'll shake his hand. We're avoiding handshakes tonight with the boys, in case you may have noticed that, but he's in my own household, so I can shake his hand without any COVID worries. So Miles has completed his Family Man trail badge, his hiking trail badge, his outdoor life trail badge, and those are what I awarded him there. He additionally has completed, in working towards the Freedom Award. The Freedom Award has these things called majors and minors, kind of like a college curriculum, and so Miles has completed the Civics Freedom Experience Freedom Award. He has completed the Communication and Performance Freedom Experience, which was musical performance as part of the Freedom Award. He has completed the Communication and Performance Additional Music Performance as part of that. And then lastly, towards the Freedom Award, the Trades Freedom Experience Part-Time Business. He got that for his summer entrepreneurship with his lawn mowing business. So that is the accomplishments of Miles Anderson. And next, our first-year adventurer coming up, Logan. There you go. I can't touch you. So Logan has accomplished his first aid trail badge and his My State Electives trail badge in the Heritage Branch. So thank you and good job. Congratulations, Logan and Miles. You guys can be seated. Okay, so that concludes the awards here. I've got a couple of administrative notes, and Mr. Severson, if I miss anything, you can pipe up on administrative notes as well before we then close things, okay? Administrative note number one, our next upcoming major event would be what, boys? What's the major thing coming down the pike? Pinewood Derby. We love that Pinewood Derby. That's exactly right. So if there's anyone here who was not here last week, any boys, then we need to get your kit to you. So in case any boys are here who were not here last week, we'll get your car kit. I don't know if that's true or not, but if so, see me, and I've got them. We'll make sure you get your kit, okay? This is your chance. Now, related to the Pinewood Derby, this coming Saturday, December 19th, I believe the date is. Is that right? Saturday the 19th? For anyone who would like, we're going to have a workshop in my garage, which we've done now for a number of years. So this is not new information, but just it might be. It's not supposed to be new information, put it that way. So the workshop will be in my garage from 1 to 3 p.m. I've got all the tools and such. I've got the really slick bandsaw, which really makes cutting these cars, the initial cut, pretty helpful. So that's just a come by if you would like, okay? We're not going to build your car for you, but we'll at least get you off to a good start. And so you should have all the information for that. We'll make sure that we get that. And tell you what I'm going to do. So Trail Life Connect, which is the system that we use to kind of run the show now, it now has a calendar function. I'm going to put this on the calendar on Trail Life Connect. So all you parents I know you all use Trail Life Connect. You can just go in the calendar for December 19th. I'm going to put it up tonight, so it'll have my address on it, in case you don't have that. So that's that. The next thing after the Pinewood Derby, or after, I should say after the workshop, the next thing coming down the pike would be our New Year's hike. And we've got a Woodlands Trail hike, again, annual tradition that we do. So the Woodlands Trail boys are going to do their own hike, and then the older boys have got their plan hatched. So the Woodlands Trail on New Year's Day, so what date would that be? There's really only one right answer. This year New Year's is going to be on January 1, is when they're going to do that. That's when they're going to do New Year's. It'll be on January 1, and so the Woodlands Trail hike, when and where is it? 2 o'clock, Prairie Center. Great choice. Great choice. That's a super, super cool place. Excellent choice. 2 p.m. That'll be good. You guys will all be awake by 2 p.m., right? We always like to be early in the morning. And for years, going back to the Cub Scout days, we would do like 8 a.m. or something like this. And invariably, the only people who would attend would be the Andersons and the Laughlins. And so we keep pushing it back a little bit a little further, okay? So we've scrapped 8 a.m. So we're going to do 10 a.m., right, for the older boys, 10 a.m. along the Blue River, right, near Martin City. Is that what we decided? Is there a name of the trailhead? From Minor Park? Perfect. We'll send out information on this. We'll probably use that calendar function and such and have exact place where to meet. So continuing the annual New Year's hike tradition. That's a fun one. And then, of course, after that will be the Pinewood Derby itself. Friday night check-in, January 7th. The big show, Saturday morning, January 8th. All the information has been pushed out. We have a special tab on our website, 1199ks.com. And then there's major events, drop down, Pinewood Derby. It's got all the information that you want. Question about rules, go there. Tips and tricks, go there, etc. If you still don't have your question answered, you can email one of us. But that's the big show that we're looking forward to. That'll be back at Redeemer in the gym where we have it every year. So, and everyone who's here is welcome to attend that as well, just so you know. That's what I have got for any other announcements, Mr. Severson, that we need to note? Oh, yeah. You want me to cover that? Okay. Last page of the program, folks. This is under the category of exciting announcements. Okay. capital campaign. So we've talked about Pinewood Derby now for years and years. I don't know how many years preceding my involvement, so that means 10 plus, okay? For years and years and years, we have borrowed a rickety old Pinewood Derby track from a Cub Scout pack in town whom I have never met. We just have, contact information that gets forwarded to the next year and so on and so forth. And we've never met these people, but we use their Pinewood Derby track each and every year. God bless them. Well, their Pinewood Derby track is fully depreciated. And so we have finally decided, you know what, it is time to own our own Pinewood Derby track. And I want to give thanks to a couple of our dads, Mr. Wright, who kind of helped make that happen. Mr. Banwart was instrumental in that. Thank you guys. And so we are in process of completing the acquisition of our brand new Pinewood Derby track, which is extremely exciting after all these years. Yes, exactly. Now I want to tell you, these, I talk about the rickety old track that we used to use, but I got to give credit where it's due. So of you adults back here in the room, how many of you have attended one of our Pinewood Derby events over the years? All right, so most, okay? It's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, when you come into that gym, it's kind of like, holy cow, this is quite a setup. It's an audio, video, multimedia experience. It is computer timed, etc. So the track's a little rough, but it's still pretty slick, pretty high-tech deal. It's the existing track we have digitally timed with the computer, etc., etc. But because we're getting a new track, we're expecting that it's going to be even faster. And the digital clock will almost certainly be more accurate to capture speed down to the last millisecond. And so this is really exciting. We're going to have a great time. But we got to pay for this thing, okay? And so the total cost is around $2,000. We have had an anonymous donor approach us, and he is committed to matching donations up to $500. And so let's take advantage of that, and we're asking for help. And this is really a good one. Frankly, I'm gonna kind of pitch this towards the grandparent crowd. This has got grandparents written all over it. All right. And so if you'd like to help us reach our $2,000 goal, put it this way: no one's leaving the room until we've met it. I'm kidding. We're not doing that. But it would be really helpful. Okay, and so we've got information right there on how we can do that. Mr. Bowen, Scott Bowen, our treasurer, the man with his hand in the air over there, he is our treasurer. He'll be taking checks if you're able to make a check. All the information right there in your bulletin on how to do it. You make a donation tonight, God bless you, we appreciate it. Or you can make it payable and just send it in the mail there. It is tax deductible, so we're under the auspice of our 501c3, which is a Redeemer Presbyterian Church. So that is a tax-deductible contribution if you're a tax itemizer. And even if you're not, there is a $300 little special itemization that you can claim pursuant to the CARES Act. This is getting a little deep in the weeds, but the point is that any which way, you're going to be able to tax deduct that donation for what that's worth. Anyway, we appreciate that, and we'll look forward to our new track. And so there again, you can see, as noted, our event, January 9th. I think I said January 8th when I was winging it earlier, so January 9th is the proper date. 8th is the check-in, 9th is the event date, Friday, Saturday. There you have it. And so that is that. And so I'm going to ask our trailmen, can I have our navigators front and center to please retire the colors for us, Mr. Allen and Mr. Staples. Trailmen, please come forth to prepare to retire the colors. Will the audience please rise for the retiring of the colors? Trailmen, salute. For those not in uniform, hand over your heart. Gentlemen, please retire the colors. You go first, Christian. Two. All right, thank you very much, folks. Have a great evening.